京城真有这么大的算盘吗？算盘真能算得这么快吗？让我们去看看吧。Due to its long history, Shanxi is home to a great many historical sites, the most popular of which are these ancestral compounds or family compounds, which were owned by wealthy people hundreds of years ago during the Ming and Qing dynasties. One of the most excellent examples of one of these compounds is the one I'm visiting today, which belonged to the Chow family, which was a wealthy merchant family a few hundred years ago in this area. This family's business started really simply in Inner Mongolia's Baotou city. Up there, it was a simple business selling tofu. However, not long after that, they diversified into other areas like animal feed, and due to their pragmatism and ingenuity, ended up doing so much more, even pioneering new financial institutions like draft banks.
你对中国的算盘有兴趣吗？
我觉得很神奇。
我们山西人做生意啊，都能做得风生水起，靠的就是精打细算。精打细算离不开这个算盘，打算盘呢离不开我们账房先生。这个叫档，1档、2档、3档，也就是他们计算的那个个、十、百、千、万、10万，它可以计算无限数。下面是1、2、3、4、5，一共是5个竹子，这一个竹子顶下面的这个5个，是为了计算的方便呢，都有口诀的。晋城啊，去了你们英国了啊，也要带这个算盘。最早传到是日本，咱们现在中亚的那些国家，好多国家都打算盘。
Obviously, there's a great practical use to these devices. This demonstrates the Shanxi merchants' pragmatism, but also their ingenuity for the time.
The Shanxi merchants would have carried their abacuses with them everywhere they went in order that they could always carry out transactions diligently, no matter how small the amount of money involved was. Naturally, their apprentices also learned how to use the abacus, but also as the merchants' businesses expanded into what is now Mongolia and Russia, their apprentices had to learn the local languages to enable the merchants to develop relationships and enhance their reputation in the local area.
这位先生，你从哪儿来？
我是英国的，叫 Reese。
哦，瑞斯先生，我是这乔家大院的主人，姓乔，名志庸。
我很好奇，乔家靠着什么把生意一步步做大的呢？
乔家人就是把这算盘打好了，把每一分钱都花好了、用好了，才有了一份大家业。
中国算盘非常神奇。
我说的算盘可不只是算盘的精打细算那么简单。作为商人，更重要的是审时度势、务实经营。不管买卖大小啊，在我们晋商眼里，那可都是商机。
Mr. Chow told me that the Shanxi merchants' pragmatism was also reflected in the sheer variety of businesses that they became involved in order to meet the needs of their diverse customer base. They would operate whatever kind of business local customers wanted. For example, Mongolian herders particularly favoured tea that had been processed into giant bricks, and one large Shanxi business established workshops to process and sell tea in this way as huge bricks that they particularly liked. The merchants also cut sturdy twill cloths into various sizes to meet the needs of these herders, alongside providing services as well, such as bartering, crediting for goods, facilitating tea horse trade, and even acupuncture or medical treatment for locals. It was by catering to the diverse needs of their clientele that the Shanxi merchants were able to expand their businesses into overseas markets such as Russia, Europe, America, and Southeast Asia, selling everything from bricks of tea and coarse cloth to running grain shops, inns, banks, exchange shops, and beyond.
我今天来乔家待会儿，还想看看咱们的大算盘。
哦，这种大算盘是我们乔家每3年给股东分红的时候才用的。
这个大算盘在哪里？
你可以去那边看看。
The variety of abacuses on display here really symbolizes the story of the Shanxi merchants, going from something as small as selling tofu or needles to something as big as inventing the piaohao, leading to the inception of China's banking system. These abacuses also show us that in all their endeavors, the Shanxi merchants valued pragmatism above all else. This sense of pragmatism, combined with the merchants' broad outlook and global vision, led to small abacuses becoming big and simple businesses yielding ideas that would shape society. It's certainly the largest abacus I've ever seen. As you saw, this museum contains a tremendous number of abacuses, and I think it's really interesting to see artifacts like this, things that people would have used a long time ago, before they had access to today's modern technology. But I also think that these abacuses reveal to us the amount of wealth that existed in China at that time. In the year 1820, China was responsible for roughly 1/3 of the world's economic output. German geographer Ferdinand von Richthofen. In his book, China, he wrote about the Shanxi merchants, describing them as having superior abilities in carrying out financial calculations and also in entrepreneurship overall. I think that the vision of the Shanxi merchants is also reflected in the story of how their business evolved. From trading in salt to trading in tea to establishing new financial institutions. This vision allowed them to really play a major role in trade for around 500 years by enabling them to identify opportunities in the market and to understand market forces even at a global scale. When we consider this pragmatism and this vision, and we remember what we saw inside the compound with the abacuses, I think we can really tell that that small abacus represents some very big ideas.